I love the energy it gives you.
Don't get it over your boobs.
Why?
Because they're pretty and they're like look nice.
And we're
Are
rolling.
you on?
Yes.
Did I say that when we were on?
Doesn't matter.
Well, you said worse stuff when we were filming. For love of God. By the way, I have one of those. A kimono, Japanese kimono.
I think that's from Vietnam or Thailand.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, but I bet the lady got really mad when she didn't see it or else anymore.
I think he stole it. John, did
No,
you steal that? No.
She was working Miss Universe. She was a writer for Miss Universe.
Oh, super.
And when she was doing all the Vietnam stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That, the helmet, you wore that.
Yeah, I put it on.
The helmet?
Yeah.
That's
put it on.
hilarious.
From Thailand.
That's
I wanted
hilarious.
to just put it on.
Yeah,
I
you
just,
could go.
I just
you
had.
could go clubbing. In
I
that.
had to put that on.
Show them. You have to show it on screen.
Do you think
though.
she'll
We
get
do.
mad at me?
Why would she get mad?
Well, we'll do it. We'll do it real fast. Oh, I just can't do it. I'm afraid I'm going to hurt it.
If it's all that, I thought
No.
it was just that. Yeah.
Well, it came up easily last time.
There you go, just look.
Why am I not doing it right? Oh, okay.
Oh my God.
Is that fun?
That's a great Halloween costume. Right?
I know, it's like very...
Oh wow.
Now, what is this, John?
I have no idea.
We should
Janina's not here, so I can't ask her. I'll have to
can't
ask her.
ask Janine.
That is so wild.
You want to try it on?
No. No.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of how I feel.
It actually looks pretty good though. It does. You kind of have that Bo
I
Derek
am the
thing going.
queen. I am the queen, and you are my subjects, and I want you all to eat cake.
Look at the camera with it on.
Everyone eat cake.
Okay.
You're not allowed to eat any meat anymore.
All right, there
Oh,
we
wait,
go.
are you vegan? Are you vegan?
No.
What about you?
I don't eat pork or beef. It's very bad for you. I just have chicken and fish.
Oh,
And yeah. The reason is, you want me to tell you why?
go ahead.
With beef, it has so many toxins in it. And then pork, because pigs don't have an ecosystem.
Uh-huh.
I can't believe I'm blanking out right now. But anyway, they don't have a limatory system where they release all the toxins. So those toxins get put back into the tissue. And that's what you eat. Capiche?
Capisce.
Si capiscio, you say.
Capiscio.
Okay.
You're Italian?
No.
No, you just can speak all these languages, right?
Focus.
All of these. Your dad was like he could speak 8 languages.
Yeah.
So I bet you can say little idioms and little things.
Yeah.
And
You know, it's
every
funny,
language
when I
in the
was
world.
little, I was saying, like in 3rd grade, I remember my teacher was just smiling at me, because one time I said to this kid, "You're out of your gourd." And kids were like, "What does gourd mean?" But I had I guess the good fortune of having my dad's language, you know what I mean, his vocabulary. Because, you know, kids, when you have a parent who has a wonderful vocabulary, I mean, obviously, you know, you learn from your parents. So a lot of you is your environment and how you grew up, right?
Yeah.
Right,
Right.
I think.
You know. What about you, John? What have you done?
He's been in prison. He was in prison for 10 years.
Really? What for?
That's why he's not a big star.
Probably.
He won't tell. He won't tell.
Oh,
I've
come
tried to get it
on.
out of him, and he slides out of things.
The show is about you guys. Oh, that's a great
See?
look there.
See, the
Can I
show's
ask
I
about-
like when your hair is back because you do have.
Thank you, Donna.
She's right, but
Thank you.
it's really.
So
Big
question,
things.
is it because you like your privacy or you just don't want to talk about it?
He can't. He'll get killed.
Really? Is that
He
true?
took a rap for a bunch of other people.
Really?
Well,
And he keeps his mouth shut.
it had to. It's funny. You were with Terry Moore yesterday, and
See, he changes the subject.
no.
That's
No,
okay.
when she asked me what I was in prison for, and I told her OC, and she thought it was Orange County,
Well, that's what I would think. What
Well,
is
what
OC?
is
What
OC?
organized crime.
Oh,
Organized.
okay. Because I have some OC in my purse too.
What is OC?
It's pepper spray.
Oh my goodness! In case something happens, you can squirt them.
Yeah, you know, and then if you want to spice up your meal.
But yeah, a lot of pepper.
I've never had to use it.
I used to carry bug balm because it was cheaper because the pepper spray is like $30 or something, and you can get these sprays, these wasp sprays
You're
for
right.
wasps,
She's
and
right.
it goes far.
Right. You're
You
right.
can shoot.
Have you
somebody
had to
out.
use it on the set or anything like that?
No, I never had.
Why
it
do you
when I
have
needed
it then?
I beg your pardon?
Why do you have it?
Have you been attacked? Or
I've
anything?
actually, well, there's reasons why I have it, but one time I was walking and this car was following me. And he got out, he parked, and he got out of his minivan and he kind of hid. And I knew he wasn't from the area. And he came up to me and asked me, and obviously I wasn't wearing a watch. Well, not obviously, but I wasn't wearing a watch. And he asked me what time it was. And I'm thinking, I'll tell you what time it is. but what I did was I clicked my mace, and he saw it, and I backed up. Because to approach somebody like that, he was just circling me. And I look peripherally when I'm walking, and I'm very aware of my surroundings. Sometimes
Yeah.
I forget about
That's
that.
rare for women.
Yeah, I really am. Because so many things have happened with me, and I'm not going to go into
No.
it, but you just, at a certain point, you just get kind of tired of it. And then a lot of wonderful things have happened. So I love men. You can't let things that negatively have affected you from one gentleman or a few of them. There's so many gorgeous, beautiful men out there, right?
I don't know. I'm not into that.
You're hilarious. No, there is. So I always tell people, if you've been affected through something negative, that always remember that there's always a positive to that. There's always a yin to the yang.
Yin to the yang.
There,
That I agree with.
yeah, there is. That's why you always have to stay positive. And then
Yeah, you have to.
The
You
energy.
have to.
the
You got to
energy-
be a Pollyanna.
Yeah.
You've got.
Oh, that's me,
force
totally.
yourself.
I'm a
I don't
total-
care what happens. You got to be a Pollyanna.
That's what I am. I totally
And
am.
acting is so wonderful because you could be going through something so horrible, and you can say, "I'm going to use this one day. I'm going to remember how this feels.
Yeah, that's
I am going to use this in a role." You know.
That's
So it
usually
kind of
it.
saves you. Does save you.
Have you been through anything that is traumatic for you? That
A few times she has.
Yeah.
We've heard it on screen. No, I mean, I'd rather learn a little more of you
okay.
because we know a lot about
Yeah.
what Sharon's tragedies
Yeah.
are and
Have
how
you
she
been
uses
through?
them.
I want to know what you've been
Everything's
through. Tell
okay,
me one
baby.
story.
Everything's-
Tell me one story. What you've been through, because you say you've been through a lot.
Well, this
you've
little
had a lot of
bastard at
pain.
4 years of age took my licorice. I'm still trying to find him. No, I'm kidding.
Really.
No. There's a lot of stuff, but see, I'm not, and it's not that I hide things. It's, when I've been through something, it's sort of like I learn from it and I move on instead of focusing on it. But I've been through a lot. But I'm just not the type who says,
Have you had a baby?
no.
Have you had an abortion?
No.
Have you been raped?
Okay, I'm not even going there. Like, seriously, you're like drilling me.
Oh, I'm
Like,
sorry. I
No.
I didn't mean to do that. I didn't
No,
mean
no,
to
no.
do that.
But,
I just want to get it out of you.
Yeah. No, I just like everybody. I think everybody does, but I think for me, and I've just met both of you, and this is obviously public, this is not for me, because I'm a very sacred person. And how do I say it? My spirit is very sacred too when I speak to people. So it's not for show and tell. It's not,
true.
you know what I mean?
Another
And
subject
it's
then.
not that I don't trust you.
No. Well,
And it's
why
not
should-
that I
you know,
don't, yeah, I just want to
we just
clarify
met.
that.
We
Yeah.
just met.
Yeah. And the thing is that if it was off camera, that's different. You know, you get to know somebody, but I'm just not the type of actress who just puts everything out there on the table. I like to get to know
Keep the
people.
mystery going.
Yeah, it's just, it's just not
That's better.
necessary. Yeah.
Than letting everything out, because sometimes you can let too much out.
Yeah, I just don't. And another thing too, like, you're a sweetheart, and I know you've been through stuff. I know it, I can tell. And that's okay. Like, if you want to be open, that's okay too. You know what I mean? Because that's for your spirit. Nothing's wrong with that. I'm a very
No,
open
I don't
person,
feel
too.
that. I don't feel you're judgmental at all.
Yeah, well, I'm not.
I mean,
definitely not.
You're not at all.
Do you use that when you work, though, these personal things? When
Oh,
they're-
absolutely.
What's the last thing you did that you remember how you worked?
It was for the film festival, and I played somebody who is a really mean woman, and she was actually kind of evil, and it was really hard for me. It was really, really hard because I'm not. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I always come from, I know it sounds silly, but I come from light, and but it was a challenge. But the one thing I asked the director was, if we're going to do this, I need, every time we do a break, we need to laugh. Because it was so heavy for me, you know what I mean? And if you are really acting, you're becoming that person. You know what I'm saying? And I absorb, I'm very, very sensitive, so I absorb everything. And so what got me through it was the comedy when we'd say cut. And then it's like, we'd laugh, and then I get serious again. And then, you know, yeah.
How was she mean?
Well, I would say evil because there was this babysitter. Well, I'll show you. Actually, I didn't bring my laptop, but I will definitely send it to you or you can see it. But it's called The Babysitter. And it was such a odd script. And it was a babysitter that came, and my husband was supposed to kill her because we had a child, and our child was killed from a babysitter that wasn't responsible. So he's taking repercussions out on this woman, and he plans on killing her. And then I'm the wife who acts like nothing's going to happen, but I'm the one who's asking him to harm her. So it's so
devious
it's
and
it's so not me. Yes,
and
so,
manipulative.
right, all
and,
those really
and
like scary things that, you know, that I just, yeah. But you have to say, well, since I am her, why is she doing this? Can I try to relate? You know what I mean? You have to. But it was a challenge for me, but I did it. And then I yell. It was, yeah, I'll show it to you, and then you'll see.
Sometimes it's good. Acting is wonderful because I don't know, the universe gives you things you're supposed to go through or experience. You know.
I think so too. I think
you can get kind of esoteric on it. You know, and a lot of, you know, sometimes you think, I wonder if getting this role is God's trying to say something to me, or the big battery in the sky is trying to, you know, all this fate and all this kind of stuff.
Do you think
Sometimes
that when negative things happen to you, that it's fate? What do you think?
Well, I just, I think I'm supposed to, you know, it's like if I get somewhere late or anything negative or anything that stops me, it's like I feel like it's a protective kind of thing.
I agree. I totally agree.
I don't even believe
That
if
you didn't arrive 3 minutes earlier.
You could have been killed, or if you'd gotten a role that somebody else got, you know, you might not be here, and you have other things to learn. It's like it's their journey. It doesn't have anything to do, even though you wanted the part really, really badly, and you've been passed by, or you didn't get that, you weren't involved, and you feel left out. It's supposed to be like that.
Right.
I really believe that there's some kind of master plan. But then I do a flip thing where I don't think there is one too.
You don't think there's a God, or there's?
I just jump all over the place.
Okay, groovy.
Sometimes I'm like really spiritual, and then sometimes I'm like, who gives a crap?
Oh, that's so profound.
You know, I mean, we all do that.
I don't.
You don't do that?
No, I'm consistent. And I don't blame, for instance, if something negative happens, I've never been the one to say, why does God allow this? It's sort of like, if you can imagine a grand planner, a universal architect, whatever you want to call the supreme light or being or whatever. It's sort of like a parent. And parents have good children and bad children, right? And they go out in the world and they do either good or bad. But the parent really has no control. Doesn't mean the parent does not exist, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the child, either or child, is going to act how they're acting. So that's my belief in the architect of the universe, which is God or whatever, is that's why things happen, is that we are solely responsible for our own actions. If you believe or not believe in God, either way, we're still responsible for every action we do. In other words, we can't blame somebody else for something that's happened to us.
Well, if you lose your strength, you lose your power if you blame somebody else. If you take the responsibility, even if it's not even if they're a jerk, you just say,
totally.
It's my fault. It's my fault.
Right.
I mean, I embraced you. I brought you in.
Right.
You know.
But that stinks, doesn't it, though, when we do
trust people? That's the only way you have any
yeah.
strength. It's the only way you can get through things.
But on the
sometimes.
flip side is, I know you have a good heart, and I know you do too, but when people are trusting, when you allow somebody in, so people can take advantage of it. So it's not a bad thing to do it, because we're come from the same background.
I don't even care if I get taken advantage of. at times.
Really? I do. I
Oh,
don't,
listen,
I don't
I
just go goodbye.
I have this.
Waste my energy.
I have this guy who he isn't paying me rent,
Uh-huh.
and
You
he's,
must pay
he's
the
a
rent. I
total-
can't pay
he's
the
like
rent.
totally, he's a total con artist. He's a total con artist.
Really?
Yeah, but it's like I'm not going to kick him out on Thanksgiving
Oh.
and Christmas. I'm not going to do it.
Well, that's very sweet of you. So why couldn't he pay the rent? Did he tell you?
Well, he was married. He was married to this very rich woman,
Uh-huh.
and she died, and he was not. And I found out he wasn't really married to her, but she left him money in the will, and he's waiting for that.
Is this what he
And
told
it's like
you?
it's
or
all
is this-
tied up.
You
It's
see what
all
I'm saying?
tied up.
Because men can say anything.
Yeah,
He knows what I'm
but
talking
it's
about.
like
And so can women. Women can do the same.
I
So
just
it's
kind of
kinda-
believe in him anyway. I think he's
Really?
gonna. Yeah, I think he's gonna. I'm not worried about it. And,
Okay.
and if he doesn't, who cares? It's like I've gotten to the point where it's
So he
small
lives with
stuff.
you? He
you
lives
know?
with you?
No, he lives in another section of. I have 3 cabins, and
Oh,
he
okay.
lives in one of them, and then I live in one.
Well,
of
then
them.
just kind of think of it as you're giving something back to the universe.
Yeah, that's I'm not bothered by it at all.
So that's good. Then that's
Yeah.
Where does your religious views come from?
me. Like my grandmother was. I had my Holy Communion when I was a little girl.
It's Catholic.
And yes, Irish Roman Catholic. And then I went into a born again Christian church because it was so much fun.
Really?
It was a blast.
Oh, I love that
yes,
too.
it was so much fun. It's like you go to Catholic church, everything's so serious.
And
but
quiet.
and you go to the reborn again Christian church, and everybody's just
Singing,
really like singing. And I was in choir too.
Lord,
so much
Lord.
fun.
Yeah,
it
it's
was fun. So I took a lot from that. And then
You're a Buddhist?
no, but see, I incorporate that too. So
What about Hindi?
I do that too. Yeah, I totally incorporate everything now, which is so cool because my belief is that there was one huge puzzle way back when, and all this information got spread throughout the world. Because think about it, all the gods had Virgin Mother, right?
Right.
If you think about it,
Yeah, I
and
remember.
all the religions are the same. So it's just a matter of you kind of connecting the dots and saying, this is interesting.
take
But
a little bit
I
from
do.
everyone,
I incorporate
yeah.
everything, and
Yeah.
again.
Something will be explained in one religion that they all explain it, but one will explain it better that you connect to, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I get it.
Yeah.
You know?
But you know what I had? I had an epiphany one day, and I asked myself, and I do believe in God, but I asked myself, what if there isn't a God? I wanted to become stronger that way. So what I did was, I asked myself, what if there isn't a God? Would I still be the same person? Would you be the same person if you didn't believe in a God?
Well, I don't believe God is God. I kind of believe in a mathematical kind of thing, like how it's like you look at a little itsy bitsy flower and it's
Sacred
like,
geometry.
It's like,
Yeah.
good Lord,
Very good.
whatever that is.
Sacred geometry, that's very good.
Whatever it is, it's like there's definitely a higher power. I mean, you go down to the ocean and man, that thing is like a critter.
Exactly. Well, my point is that so
Ooh.
I said, ask myself, what if there wasn't a God? Would I still be the same person? Would I be scared if there wasn't a God? All these questions. And then once you really soul search yourself and ask yourself, would you change? I wouldn't change. I'm still the same person. It's a wonderful epiphany. If you ever take the time, ask that for yourself. It's really awesome. I know you're going, oh, righty then. Have another cocktail.
Well, it's like,
But seriously,
I don't know, you make plans and God has other ideas,
You know
It's
what
like,
I mean? You just
you know.
become a stronger person. You get more in tune of who you really are. In other words, I'm unshakable. Like somebody can approach me about something, and they can't sway me with something. If that makes any sense. I know who I am, and it's
well, you're real solid. You sound like you're really grounded.
There's this saying, "Know thyself." Are you familiar with it?
Yeah.
Of course, everyone is that.
Just,
Everybody knows that one. Know thyself.
do you know?
In certain ways.
Anyway.
I've been watching that show on HBO about Masters and Johnson. I don't know if you guys have been watching
There was
that.
an inside joke there. That's why I just stayed really
Yes.
quiet. So I was like, never mind. So what were you saying? I'm sorry.
No, I watched.
Masters and Johnson. What about Masters and
Well,
Johnson?
when she said to know thyself.
Oh.
He had the one scene where the first time where they used the camera inside the woman's vagina. in the, you know.
Okay,
to-
we're moving
Know
on.
thyself, know thyself, know thyself, go inside of
Yeah,
every
we're
orifice
moving
and
on.
look inside of your ear holes.
Children, please leave your screen now.
Look inside of your nose holes and look inside of your vagina hole and
Oh
your
my
asshole. And
It was interesting
inside of our
to,
holes.
when you think about it, they did this in the 50s, and what it must, they said they're probably the only two people that ever saw the inside of a vagina on film. And it was you know, I mean, it just
Doctors
was,
do that.
well, they didn't have
It's-
cameras
okay, now
back
we're in
then.
Dr.
Oh, they didn't have
Oz.
cameras. They didn't
You know what I'm
have
saying?
cameras.
It's a good show on
Raquel
HBO.
Welch, when wasn't Raquel Welch, didn't she do a movie where she was injected into somebody's body and
Oh,
they
yeah,
were going
right.
running around and
Yeah.
everything?
Is she still around?
Yes.
Oh yeah, she's
She
gorgeous.
looks
She just
great.
wrote a book and she looks like
Oh.
she's 23.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's like I met Mamie Van
That's
Doren
some time
yesterday.
capsule.
I met Mamie Van Doren yesterday,
Oh, really?
and she's a girl. She was wearing heels higher than yours.
And she's a
Look at the-
girl. What does that
Can you
mean?
see that shoe? Look at that.
Yes.
Look at that.
It
She
is
walks
great.
around in
Let me
these
get a
things.
look.
Can you see him?
I got it. There we
Okay,
go.
You're getting a good stretch this morning.
do you do yoga?
Oh yeah, I do. I've done everything. I'm so, I'm old, so I've tried and done everything a couple times.
How old is Mamie Van Doren?
I have no idea. She's like 23. She's like young.
Oh,
Her
is
skin
that why you
is-
said she's a girl?
No, I'll tell
No,
you.
she's about
something.
83.
But she doesn't look it. I mean, her skin, her legs look like yours. I mean, I don't know what her secret is, because she's fun.
Uh-huh.
She's
That's
just
the
a
secret.
riot. She's just
She
like
has
full
fun
of
with
life and
life.
energy,
Yeah.
and she
Her whole
writes
life
and
has been
she's-
one big party.
She's just so fun to be around.
What has she
And
done?
Terry
I know
Moore,
who
the
she
same
is.
She
guy.
was,
I know
she
she
came
was
up in the
like,
era of Marilyn
she was
Monroe
like
and
Marilyn Monroe and Jane
No, I know who she is, but I
Mansfield.
just-
Jane Mansfield.
She, a sex pot. She was
That's
like
what she
a
was. She was really a
sexy,
sex pot.
gorgeous,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
sexy lady.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
She became, that's what she was famous
I love
for.
the pinups. I love the pinups.
Well, that's what she was.
She
Like
Yeah.
a,
was
I love
definitely.
her.
Oh, she.
well, you
was
could be a
just,
pinup.
Yeah.
Like it's, you know,
You're
Betty, what's her name? Betty,
You're definitely. She's
Betty
a pinup.
Page. You ever see the pin?
You're
I'm looking at you and I'm
You're
thinking,
definitely a pinup.
Thank you. I love the whole 40s thing. I love
Oh,
that.
you are
So
definitely a pinup.
Yeah. Okay, let's do
what do
the
you
next
like
one.
about it? What did you
Like
like about
pinup?
the 40s?
Oh gosh. Now why do I love them so much? Well, I love glamour. My mother was always so glamorous all the time. She would always dress up and go out with my father. So again, it's environmental,
You
right?
get to see her dressed
She
up
would just,
when you were a little
you know,
girl.
Yes, just totally to the nines, and so would Dad. And it was just so, I don't know, inspiring or whatever. And then I got into pageants, and I was this is another.
Did you win beauty contests and
Yes.
stuff like? I did too.
I went to.
did
Oh,
that.
super. That's probably why we have kind of same personality. Yeah, I did an international pageant representing Ireland, coming from America. It was really fun.
Oh,
in
my
Mazatlan.
goodness.
Fun stories later, but and I know you can relate. But what was they saying? What was?
The 40s. Why you like it?
Yeah.
Oh,
like, what did you
um,
like about the glamorous stars?
But-
How did you identify with them?
You were talking about the pageants. That has to have something to do with it.
Yeah, but I was saying about my mom and then my dad.
She was glamorous,
glamorous.
Yeah, I'm
going
sorry.
out,
dress up. But
Whatever, it doesn't. But as far as like the 40s, why did I love them so much, or why did I love pinup? I just.
Carol Lombard. Did you like all those old movies?
Yeah, I
and
liked
stuff?
her, but like my favorites were like Hedy Lamarr and
Hedy Lamarr.
I loved Marilyn too. Yeah, definitely. Jane Mansfield was cute, but I think she was copying Marilyn Monroe. I don't like copycats. I like originals. I don't like copycats.
what about Sophie Loren?
Oh, you love her. Love her. Yeah, Italiana. Come on.
She's the best.
Yeah, definitely.
Anna
No,
Mangani.
I love originals.
Do you remember her?
Who?
Anna Mangani.
No, no.
It's the rose tattoo, the fugitive.
Oh, sure.
tattoo.
Okay. Yes. 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 Yes.
You got a little bit of that quality.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I love, and then I love entertainers. I love Judy Garland. But interesting enough, when I was younger, I didn't really care. I used to go, why is everybody making such a big thing about Judy Garland? And it was really when she was older. I think she really came into herself, and I loved her because she was so vulnerable.
Yeah.
You know, because I identify with that. I like people who are vulnerable. I don't like people who are just, I don't know, that just you don't
Have a
see
hard
any,
edge.
Yeah,
I just watched her the other day in Judgment at Nuremberg.
Uh-huh.
She was really brilliant in that movie. If you remember her in that.
Loved her, love her.
Yeah, and
Judgment in
Montgomery Clift did not
Oh,
win the
I love
Academy
him.
Award. He
Yeah.
didn't win the Academy Award. George Sakiris won it that year.
I love
Maximilian Schell won it for I think he won supporting actor, and he was brilliant in that. Well, he was German. The only one that wasn't German and really was Burt Lancaster.
What was the last thing you worked on?
The last thing I worked on, I think it was
His
the Black
career
Dahlia.
hasn't really started again yet.
Not
like
yet,
it
really. The
should.
Black Dahlia, I think, a while back. I did that in Bulgaria.
Oh, the film.
Brian De Palma, yeah.
How did you like it?
It was good. I had a lot of fun doing it. I enjoy acting, but I haven't been getting back there much. We got a couple minutes to go. Do you have a website or anything where people can...
Oh, I'm building it. It's going to be alexiskiley.com. So if people are just still seeing this, they can always just go to it. Like,
Well, yeah, they'll be seeing it. It'll be up today,
yeah,
which is today's what, the 20th? What's today, the 25th?
I think so.
Next, let's see,
I
next Sunday.
think so.
When is it? When is Thanksgiving? It's like Saturday or Sunday,
No,
right?
Thursday.
Next Thursday.
Just
this
coming
Yeah,
Thursday.
This Thursday is not on the weekend?
It's never been on a weekend. It's always on a
Oh,
Thursday.
it's always on a Thursday. Oh, well,
Always been on a weekend.
I just like...
Front
I
desk, we
just-
like a wake-up call?
I finally, that's the first time I've become aware that Thanksgiving is always on a Thursday.
Are you spending
Learn
it with your
something.
children?
My son is
Aw.
making a turkey, and I'm going to drive down to Costa Mesa,
Uh-huh.
and I'm driving my car, so if things get too much, I can, if I start pushing buttons, which I might.
With your children?
Yeah, I might.
Imagine that, a holiday with buttons pushed.
Oh, I know.
Everybody has
But
them.
I could get in the car and leave, so
Really?
I'll be safe. But I'll
Are
tell
you tied
something.
with them or no?
Well, it's so funny because all of a sudden, lately, he really has likes me now.
Oh, that's so
He
nice
went
of
through
him.
such a period where
Sound like
you know,
Sally Fields now.
yeah.
They really like me at the Oscars.
You really love me.
If only she
Yeah, it's
is.
kind of like that. So
So they had an epiphany and they just decided, I'm going to love mom now? Or?
I don't know. They got married. They've been going together for like 13 years.
Uh-huh.
They got married on the same day that they met,
Uh-huh.
and she's just lovely.
Aw.
But I don't know. He's everybody has problems with their parents, and
I don't.
he would have a lot of problems with me. But I don't know. He's a good kid.
Well, before we
He
end
loves
this, I gotta
his-
get.
I always had a
I
good
just-
relationship with my mom and dad.
Do you have anything coming out or something people could go look at?
Not right now, because I'm taking a break till January. I'm gonna have I have a polyp in my sphenoid. Tell the world, why don't you?
What's a polyp? What is a polyp?
Da, da,
Like,
da.
like a little growth
It's
or something.
yeah, it's not a tumor. They say whatever, but it's a 7 millimeter polyp, and it's in the back of my sphenoid, and my brain's resting on it. With little
Wait
brain I
now,
have.
wait. Now, so it's in the back of your head,
It's behind the eyes, actually.
behind
right
the
here.
eyes, and there's like a little
And
something
you
there.
have your sphenoid back here, and
How are they gonna
it's
get
in
it?
there. They're gonna go through the nose all the way through the back. It's next to your carotid artery.
Wow.
Yeah.
So is it affecting you, or
Yeah, I have numbness like all over on my body.
where were you
All
now?
over, just from head to toe. But I mean, I could feel this, but it's not the same as how I used to have it.
Yeah.
So
yes.
hopefully that's the reason why I have that. So
And you're gonna go.
and I've been just laying low key. I mean,
So
I do
how
red
long-
carpets and everything, but
So you're gonna go into the
I'll be like,
hospital.
do it!
You're gonna go into the hospital and
Take
then
it out.
When can you go home right afterwards, or do you
Yes.
have to?
Yeah.
So they're
exactly.
gonna fix it and you can walk out.
Well, I mean, I guess so. They'll walk out. They'll wheel you out.
They wheel you to the door,
They
and
wheel
then
you,
you can
and then
walk.
they'll.
They don't let you. They don't let you. They don't let you.
Arrivederci.
walk.
Arrivederci.
With that, arrivederci.